Hey guys, here comes a stretch video. Sitting on the floor, I'm going to take your legs straight out in front of you. Good. Flex your feet. That means toes point up. Reach high. Inhale. Exhale. Fold in half. Reaching as far down the legs as you can. You want to hold for about 15 seconds. Every stretch we do in these next 5 to 10 minutes, you want to hold for at least 15 seconds. Give your muscles a chance to release. Okay, notice what you feel. There's a little bit of tension in the back side of the legs here. Perfect. Maybe you go a little bit deeper. Maybe you pause where you are. Low back starts to lengthen. Good. Point your toes, sit tall. Inhale, reach again. Exhale, dive forward. Good. You might feel a bit of a stretch through the tops of your feet. Maybe a little higher on the back side of the legs, through the hamstrings, lengthening, reaching. If you only go this far, that's totally fine. Listening to your body, relaxing into the stretch. Good. And slowly rolling your way all the way up. Bend the knees. Bring your feet to touch in front of you, as close to the body as you can. Sit nice and tall. Start to lean forward. You can hold on to your feet here, your ankles. Use the outer thighs to draw your feet or your knees to the ground. Rather than pushing with the hands or the elbows, use muscle to open up that stretch. Lengthening through the inner thighs and the hip area. Good. Hinge forward, big breath in. Good, and from there, slide your feet forward just a little bit. Keep that nice big open shape through the legs. This time you get to round your back, head to the feet. Continuing to breathe in and out here. Knees draw down to the ground, or maybe you relax the legs completely, allowing your hips to open up a little bit. Good, and slowly, nice and easy, come all the way up to the top. Good, draw the feet in nice and close again. This time, take your right leg out to the side. You can't see my foot, but I'm gonna lengthen the leg all the way. Good, from there, start to lean forward just a little bit. See if you can rotate your inner thigh up and back behind you. So dialing your knee to point back. Good, feeling a stretch through the inner thigh here, opening up the hips. Good, you can press into the hands lightly if that helps, or you can come all the way down to the forearms. Maybe you can even fold your chest to the ground. That's great, whatever feels good here. Again, no strain, just a light stretch. Excellent, now start to walk your hands over toward the right leg and try to pivot so that your chest is facing your thigh, folding down over the top of that leg. And maybe here you try to flex your foot. Maybe you reach behind the back of the right foot. Maybe you lightly rest your arms by your side or by the side of your leg. Good. Trying to keep that back hip down on the ground, left hip pressing into the floor here. And you slowly start to come all the way up. Bend your right leg. Let's switch. Left leg bends and extends out to the side. I point the toe first, just like this. All the way down, you start to come forward here. Chest comes down, inner thigh rotates up and out. Instead of dropping my knee forward, I open it up and out, back behind me. Lowering my chest. Good, again, maybe you can fold all the way down to the floor. That's great. If not, stay right where you are. This is as far as I go today. Both hips nice and grounded here. Settling into your stretch. So good. And then carefully begin to walk your hands over towards your left leg. Flex your foot so toes point straight up. And then you start to lean down over the top of the leg here, reaching as far as you can. Maybe here you turn your toes to point up. You point your knee up as well. So we had rotated the knee back and open. Maybe you bring it so that it's pointing straight up right here. Good. Remembering that the right hip stays anchored to the floor. We don't want to be peeling off the ground. Stay anchored down on the ground. Breathing in and out, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. And then you slowly come all the way up. Let's bend the knees. Bring the feet out in front of you. Good, feet are nice and flat on the floor. From here, take your right ankle, cross it over the top of your left thigh. Bring your hands down next to you. Try to point the fingers forward so you're protecting your wrists. And then press the chest towards your legs. If it feels better to slide your hips forward and then flex that foot, the one that's on the ground, you'll get a deeper stretch that way perhaps. Maybe it feels better to sit nice and tall and lean forward a little bit. You should feel that stretch through the back side of the bent leg, getting into the glute a little bit more. Good, breathing. Good. From there, extend your left leg all the way to the ground. Right foot plants firmly. Left elbow crosses and hook it on the back side of your right knee. Take a twist here. Look behind you. If this is a little too much, you're welcome to take your hand to your thigh instead of the elbow and just gently bring the leg back behind you. Good. As you unwind, extend your right leg all the way over the left. So one ankle's on top of the other. Good. From there, left hand comes to the outer edge of the right calf or right thigh, and you sweep your right arm back. Take another twist here. You may feel this more through the upper back rather than the glute. Excellent. Carefully come back to the center. We uncross the legs. This time, bend the knees, left ankle on top of your right thigh. Again, hands by your hips. Maybe you scooch the hips forward. Maybe you slide them back. Press your chest towards your legs. Maybe you flex the right foot off of the floor. Feeling that stretch through the back side of the left glute and thigh. Breathing. Noticing how your muscles start to lengthen and release, what that feels like. See if you can feel it happening. Paying attention to the way your body is responding to each one of these positions. Good. From there, extend your right leg. Left leg extends. You cross the feet. Right hand reaches across to the calf or the thigh of your left leg, and then sweep your left arm back. Take a little twist here. Wringing out the upper back a little bit. Good, and then from there back to the center. This time we bend the left leg, plant the foot on the floor, elbow or palm, hook against the knee, and then you gently twist. This time you'll feel a little bit more through the back side of the glute. Good, gently unwind. Good, next you uncross the legs. Let's try to stack the right leg on top of the left, like two pieces of bread. If that's a little challenging, slide your foot down more toward the calf or even ankle toward ankle here. Find the stretch that works for you or the position that works for you. From there, we take the fingertips to the floor and start to hinge forward, lowering your chest over your legs. You'll likely feel a stretch through the back side of the right glute here, where your right leg is on top of your left. If your left is on top of your right, you'll feel it on the left side. Opening up the hips, lengthening. Good. Settling in. And then you slowly start to work your way up. If you like, you can take that stretch a little deeper by stacking knee over knee. Yeah. If you were comfortable where you were, you stay right there. Or maybe you try it a little deeper, folding over top of the legs. And slowly start to roll yourself all the way up. We carefully switch. This time left comes on top of right, or switch whatever you had done first. Fingertips to the floor, walk forward, lowering your chest. Try to keep the back flat here, at least initially. Getting a deeper stretch right at that hip joint, right where you fold in half. Good. And as you settle into that space, maybe you decide to take it a little deeper, especially if you did on the other side. Give it a try, at the very least. Knee over knee, and then fold over top of the knees. Excellent. Start to walk it up, nice and easy. From there, bring the legs back behind you. Come all the way onto your stomach. I'm gonna lay down on the floor here, pressing yourself up onto your forearms. Open up the palms, take them down on the ground. Good. If you feel a stretch right here already through the core, the front side of the body, maybe even the front side of your hips, great, stay right there. If you don't and you want to take a little bit deeper, slide your hands back and press your chest up a little bit higher here. Good. Think about anchoring your hips to the floor. So instead of peeling my hips up, I want to keep them down so that I stretch out the front side of my hip and even the top of my thigh a little bit here as well. Good. And carefully begin to bring yourself back down toward the floor. Excellent. From there, plant your hands, press yourself up onto hands and knees, and then slide your hips straight back, chest to the ground. Rest your head. Good. You can play around with the knees here. Maybe you take them out nice and wide, or maybe you bring them a little closer together and fold over top. You'll stretch the back a little bit more the closer the knees are, and you'll stretch the hips a little bit more the further away they are. Really nice. Slowly start to walk your hands towards your body, working yourself all the way up to the top. And you did it. Hopefully you enjoyed your delightful stretch. This is something you can easily do every single day if you wanted to. And release tension, lengthen muscle, pre-workout, post-workout. Just make sure you're gentle with your body, not overstretching, not pulling too hard, especially if you haven't worked out yet. Have a great day.